Yeah, hello. My name's Yoila, otherwise known as Nikki. This is my place that I've stayed at, and I've been with the Tāmaki Housing Group for 5 years now, and we've been fighting this for so long. We're fighting to stay in our homes. So here I stand at my place, telling these people that are land banking our homes, this place is occupied. I'm still here.
First and foremost, I'm Yvonne Dainty Nee Simon by marriage. We were born, 9 of us, in Labourn Circle, 52 Labourn Circle, in a 2-bedroom home. That's where 9 of us lived. In a memory to my husband, he didn't want to leave here. We made a par. He said, keep fighting, keep resisting, and I'm going to die in my home. And as a father would to his son, he made one promise to me, and that was, don't let me die in a hospital. That's not my community and that's not my home. My home is here in Riverside Avenue. I have a mother and father who've passed away, who brought us here in 1967 into Brook Road. The memories are there and they still won't go away. I've got a lot to lose, a lot to resist, and a lot to fight back for.
I was 60 years in Kupi 107, Kupi Street, Aoraki. I was well involved in the community, involved in Bastion Point, involved in the union movement. Very active and active against the nuclear test, apartheid, Vietnam, a whole lot. And I was evicted from my house in 107, and the people around the area moved in with big checkbooks, bought houses that never made any, they'd done anything in the community.
You live in a community for 20, 30, 40 years, you get to know people. Housing here in Glen Innes is important. It's important for Marion, for the people that she went to school with that are in state housing. But then sometimes something happens in your community that makes you think, this is not right. I know it's not right. And if I don't stand up and support the people that are trying to fight this injustice, or to support the people that the injustice is happening, then you become a part of that, that injustice by standing by, and not doing whatever it takes, to help them fight. In a way, the transfer is the word transfer. It has no real substance or warning. In a transfer, to me, is warning. These are alarm bells of, if the people of the state own these assets, how did they get transferred? Why so many houses, and who to? So the privatisation factor is a very sketchy one, with the letters that are watering down the actual facts of what's going to happen to society and our communities after they've changed our contracts and everything else to go with it. To me, my contract has changed. The property's been sold. My contract, we'd given no permission for this heads of government agreement to take and transfer and sell the state assets.
This is a worldwide trend of the big international corporations: maximum profit, maximum exploitation, and every time there's a crisis in capitalism, they take it out on the backs of ordinary working people by grabbing the basic necessities of life, which is a house, a roof over your head, a job, and food out here mouth because people can't afford on the low wage economy to get decent food and pay rents and.
But they're privatising state housing. Here, it's simply you're poor, you're in state housing, we want that land, we're going to make as much money as we can, and we're going to sell it to the rich. You know, we're 5 minutes away from the CBD. We have water views. That's an area that the rich want, right? It's as simple as that. This area is an area that is going to be only made affordable for the rich. That's what I think I can see.
They want to throw the ordinary working class poor people out of Glen Innes because it's near the universities, it's near the sea, it's near the city, it's 15-20 minutes from the city.
And this place that I'm standing at has a lovely view of the sea. People can say, yes, she doesn't deserve to be there. Well, I do. This is what it's all about. This is what I see at my back, from my back window and kitchen window, Half Moon Bay. That's what it's all about. That's what they want. This part for the rich. Everybody else go somewhere else. Not our problem. That's it. And you can't buy us off. All this land banking, that's all these empty houses sitting on this land. You people are land banking on everybody that's passed away.
Regeneration is a con job. In other words, life is going to be better, like the TPPA. Everything is going to be better from here on in. Everything is going to be sweet. Regeneration, what they're actually doing is replacing the people who are here in this lovely community in Tāmaki. So to me, regeneration means degeneration, going backwards.
There's a tea bag, a magnet, and a pen in here somewhere. As I explained to you the other day, we all know what happened when they gave free gifts away when they first came to New Zealand. They gave them, I was told, an axe, blankets, and rifle, tobacco. I don't know why they're giving this out for. This is not going to take the pain away from everybody. This is not sufficient to take the pain away for everybody that they're evicting out of their homes.
You know, so for the government's policies to turn around and try and cleanse that part of the community out is not right. And they're doing it sneakily. See, this is the whole thing. They're dotting state houses here and there so they can turn around and say, well, we're not completely getting rid of all the state houses.
And at the end of the day, this is the frustration, the miscommunication, the non-consultation and process in which people are actually, through this government, the democracy, there is none. So this is what I see in this area is ethnic and social cleansing. It is overseas policy setting us up to fail.
It's a terrible injustice because everybody needs a roof over their head. They're not just taking the houses away, they're taking the community away. Complete destabilisation, people have to get away from their schools, churches, doctors, kids get away from all their mates.
We've gone from seeing state houses all over here in Glen Innes to now there's a state house here and there and then housing for private sale. Evictions from, you know, the state tenants getting evicted from their housing, their kids getting removed from their schools, not being able to play for the same sports clubs, their churches, their friends, and even the fact that they lived in a home, that yes, it's a state house, but once the tenant moves into the house, it doesn't become a state house, it becomes their home.
When I started this, I said I do not want to be a transient, moving from place to place to place. That happened to my friend, who was moved from one place, and then they came back again, gave her another 90-day notice, and she was moved again. And that's what they're doing with everybody in the area in Tāmaki. The first house on my street to go was number 16, which is right next door there. The lady that was in that home was one of the first people in this area. That was one of the oldest houses in our area, plus that one next door there. It was sad because she couldn't believe that she was moving out. She got the letter to say that she'd be moving. She had a heart attack. They moved her out. 2 weeks later she died. And that's the story about most of our elderly people around here. They thought that they were safe. Most of our history is getting wiped out through death.
Not only that, it is taking away our rights, our children's rights, by taking them away out of their own schools. It's causing heartache, because a home is a home. Families make homes. A house is a house. But when a family makes a home, they make it their living quarters. Their foundations are there. It's changing this whole area. If you ain't got money, you can't stay here.
I find when someone gets a letter and they go, yep, okay, I'm happy, I'll move, and they move, it's not really because they want to. It's possibly because they're frightened. They're frightened to say no. They know that, or they think that if they don't listen, if they don't conform, they're going to be out of a house. Where am I going to sleep my kids? The elderly, they don't want to buck the system. They want to believe that that nice suited gentleman that's walking into their house really cares about them. And, when they say that they have to move, okay, they're going to move. Their heart's breaking. We've already had some of our elderly people that had been moved out of their homes pass away. And that happens.
I'm feeling really disappointed. I feel disappointed and I don't want to leave. Part of a community is all the aspects of being part of it, working in it, going to school in it, seeing people pass away. I was very thankful for a stayed home, and my husband got cancer. The reason for why I've got no 90-day notices should be given to any cancer patient at all. And in memory of Betty Kanuta, long existing state tenant, also loving mother, loving sister, loving auntie, had passed away. Having lasting memories and feeling secure in something that we feel that we're happy in.
What right do they have to say that we don't own these homes? These houses have been paid for. And people are coming in with big checkbooks and taking over these houses, and these belong to the state. These are state assets. I've lived in Ōrākei for 60 years. The first time in my life that I was stable. My life was very unstable in the early years. And when I got a house and got married and had kids, my whole life was very stable. And I understand what communities are when people care and love each other. I understand that quite clearly.
Housing, a home, is a basic human right, okay? Not just for the rich. And our government, they should be here to house those people that can't afford to go and buy their own homes for whatever reason. You know, that's their job, is to look after the constituents. I mean, we know people that have had family members pass away and they've scattered, you know, ashes, you know, on their property. They've planted trees. You know, there's some families that when they have children, you know, the afterbirth, they take that back and they put it in their garden and they plant it, you know, because they're considering that's their child's tūranga waiwai, those sorts of things. The state, doesn't matter whether it's a state house, it becomes somebody's home. Look, it's important to resist when you know what's happening around you is wrong, when it's affecting the poor. You know, they don't want to move because why should they move? You know, you tell me why someone should move, because all of a sudden, you know, someone in government, because he wants to pass policies or, I don't know, help a rich mate. Why should someone have to leave their home when they've done essentially nothing to deserve being evicted? You know, that's wrong.
Over the last few years, the Glen Innes Tāmaki Housing Group have been fighting very hard to stop the evictions and taking houses away.
And how we come together in 2011 was some people were being told one thing, other people were told another thing, and then when people wanted real answers, we as a group collectively come together. There was 500 of us in the Grace International Church. 500, all wanting the same answer. And out of the same answer come the groups that want to fight back, that want to resist it. What they want to resist is they want to resist of being ethnic and social cleansed out of their home. They want to resist being picked on, as you say, from Housing New Zealand. They want to resist being thrown out of community they helped build.
When we fought in Glen Innes to protect our houses, the state forces came out and smashed into people. Decent people who were defending their home. They weren't committing a crime. They were defending their houses. They were taking the houses, taking away our community.
It's happening all over the place, you know, like with Glen Innes or Tāmaki area. I don't know why they chose to do here first. They might have thought, hey, these people are going to be a pushover, you know, but I hope that the stand that the Tāmaki Housing Group have put up is enough to show other areas that you don't have to roll over.
You people, that's you. You have to wise up now. You know what's going on. Get off your butts and come and give us a hand. We can't do this by ourselves. You've got to come, stand up and fight back. I
think everybody, not just homeowners, not just tenants, you know. I think everybody with a social conscience should stand up and say, no, you know, what you're doing is wrong. For me, the ideal would be for every state tenant, and no matter what area you live in, to stand up and say, hey, that could be me, and if it's not happening to them yet, thinking that that could be me, what can I do to help? You know, because if it does happen to me, then I know that they're going to come and help me. Let us be the ones that draw the line in the sand and stop the madness. Put people first for a change.
By collectively being as one. Every day is going to be different, but to be together is the right thing to do, is in the vested interest of all people, not individuals, but all people. To resist it is to do everything you can to be heard in a country that doesn't want to hear the poor scream and cry.
A home is a right and not a privilege, and it's not a privilege for a chosen few. It's just a basic human right, like air and water.
When housing rights are under attack!